I didn't want to tell her about my show.
Okay.
So, but accidentally I sent her a flyer because I meant to send it to my brother and sister in a group chat. Okay. And I was like, yo, what do you guys think? And my mom goes, what the fuck is that? So I'm like, oh, fuck, wrong chat. So she calls me. And she's like, what's up, Papi? What was that? And I'm like, oh, nothing, Mommy. I'm doing a show. And she's like, oh, yeah, you doing a show? And I go, yeah. She said, for what? And I said, oh, it's a show. It's a, I'm gonna do. It's gonna it's just a live show for for fans and stuff. And she's like, oh, that's cool.
Fans.
And she's like, oh, well, but what is it gonna be about? And she goes, so I'm like, fuck, man, she's gonna piss me off right now. I know it. So I'm like, it's a comedy show, Mom. I'm gonna be doing comedy. And she's like, oh yeah, who's the comedian?
Oh, get off my fucking case, dude.
How do you feel about dudes hating in your industry in terms of dudes who are already successful? Do you feel like you were accepted by other fashion dudes or everybody?
Yo, you know what? I feel like it's a little different for me because
specifically New York
and TikTok. Oh well,
New York fucking sucks.
You saying that, I know you already know where I'm going with this because New York, and this is why I love California so much. Even though I don't have a really strong mainstay in LA, but I just love to go there because of the vibe and I smoke weed and whatever. It's great, right? But yo, in New York, everybody hates on you, but
everybody.
But me,
you're talking about people that are in
just
the
in
same
general,
community.
Yes. Nobody. I'm not gonna say they come out and say, "Yo, you suck," but what they're gonna do is they're not gonna put you on if they know somebody. I'm very grateful to be around where I'm from. I'm from South Brooklyn, so it's like Coney Island, Sheepshead Bay, Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge. I grew up in Bay Ridge, moved to Marine Park. Now I live in Bergen Beach. I got this whole experience. Is mine, a lot of basically. Is what I'm saying. This shit is mine. It's just my community. They support me. They love me. And then we gradually start to move into Soho, but it's so saturated that there's just so much shit going on that I have boys that I grew up with that say, yo, I started a clothing brand because of you. This shit is really dope. And in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And then the business side to me is like, oh, well, there's just another motherfucking brand out there that's just But there's enough money to go around, so I don't really give a fuck. But to your point is that New York, everybody hates on what's going on here.
We were just talking. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My thought process, old school business guy, Jewish guy, said to me one time, he said, listen, you can't ever fucking, you got to acknowledge that the competition is there and you can't be silly. Yeah, for sure. But you can't think too much about the competition ever. Because they're going to do what the fuck they're going to do.
But this is different.
No one ever can, especially in this game, because this game is if you think about it, 30 years ago, what you're doing, to extent to what we're doing as the production company, right? You couldn't fucking do any of this shit because it was owned by fucking trillion-dollar corporations. You needed to know someone who knows someone, whereas now, like I said before, if you have something to say and you can be consistent, there's no world in where fucking your brand can't be the biggest fucking thing in its category.
The difference is
there's 30 other brands that are fucking right there.
100%.
Yeah, but Jesse, the difference is these guys, New York creators.
It's always been
New York creators. Yeah. They'll be clicked up. There'll be a clique of New York creators that will only accept those that they want to accept. Yeah. Where in reality, the way I look at it is every fucking creator I've met or interacted with, I've always been like, yo, you're dope, bro.
Bro, you reached out to me.
Yeah, bro.
I'll never forget it because I used to see his shit all the time and laugh and giggle to myself like a little girl.
But his shit was dope. His shit was dope. But I hate when people don't reciprocate that. 100%. And I understand you don't have to. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, but to go out of the way, I don't know who you are, bro. You're invisible. I'm going to make pretend I don't know who the fuck you are because of my ego. It's corny. And then I'm going to hate you forever. Now I hate you forever.
That's
and
my toxic trait.
Now I'll never fuck with you ever, bro. Ever. Now, no matter how successful I get.
My feeling is I think what you're talking about is cheesy as fuck. It's ridiculous. People that are they think they're too cool for school and they act that way. Cheesy. Fucking those guys have no character. There's no spine.
It's not scalable.
But at the same time, the way I feel is if we meet down the road,
we're different.
If we meet down the road, my price is higher.
But Jesse always says that. Jesse always says he's like don't get rid of the
No, you don't do that.
Maybe you never know. No, whereas me, I'm like, fuck you. I'll watch you die,
but see, what I feel like is so much better is that when you meet down the road and now you set the terms and that's it's my game.
That doesn't.
You sit at my table.
That doesn't help my ego.
That gets me off.
That doesn't help.
That gets me off.
Not me. Me, I'm like, fuck you. I start crying.
No, but that's my toxic trait too, bro. I'll be honest with you. If I'll move around. I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you 2-3 chances, right? But if you fuck me on that third chance, or whatever my last chance is, my problem is that I will hold this chip on my shoulder. And it's not really a problem because that's part of the inspiration, just to keep on moving forward. Yes. Not that you inspire me to keep fucking going, but just the fact that you either doubted me or didn't think that I could do what I'm doing or anything to that effect. It'll add to my inspiration and the fire inside me. And I'm very thankful for you. But you can forever go fuck yourself.
Bro, there's people in my family.
You can go fuck yourself.
There's people in my family that I have to thank 100% for continuing to inspire me to continue to make videos because of how much they shitted on me for it. And even friends, family who dogged me for it and were like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what's your goal?
No, for sure.
You're going to try to be famous? And that like passive-aggressive, like, nah, bro, like, I have a whole business plan and you're trying to, like, fucking, and they're like, all right, cool, bro, keep making your videos.
Bro, but what's the most cliche thing people say? It's, well, two things. Number one, strangers will make you money, your friends will make you broke. Right?
Yes.
And then
100%.
number two is that, I don't even know how to word it, bro. It's just like, people that came from where you came from don't, when they see you get somewhere else, they can't fathom that they are still where they're at, and you made it to wherever you were going, and now they're gonna they want to hate on it because they couldn't get to that point. Bro, I had a girlfriend, my very first girlfriend, like serious girlfriend, was 19 years old, right? From 19 to 22 years old. I started at war when I was 18, about to be 19 years old. It was like that April or whatever. I'm born in July.
Me too.
We go through your Cancer?
Yeah.
Oh, Cancer season. What are you? Horoscope?
Capricorn.
Wait, I don't want to get off this. We can make a lot of jokes. We can make a lot of jokes about horoscopes.
Capricorn.
Bro, I'm 22 years old. My dad's in construction.
Just these like,
fuck
me
you, bro.
Too. Oh, are you? Oh, you too, brother? Oh, that's so crazy.
Capricorn's a pussy.
Hey, give me a pound, brother.
Capricorn suck.
He's like, oh, no. Are you Cancer?
Season.
Oh, that's so crazy. Fuck you, bitch. Get Cancer. Yeah. You are Cancer. You are your whole body.
Like we're in competition with each other all the time. So fucking you may get thrown in the middle of it.
Cancer's just such a bad thing. Such a bad thing.
She's a terrible fucking
makes
word.
people cry.
It's a little weird.
What kind of fucking asshole
it's called Cancer, and it's a cramp. The logo.
And I
always
see people are like, yo, hashtag Cancer's great or some shit like that. I'm like,
what the?
I'm like, Cancer's terrible. What are you talking about? My grandmother died of it. Bitch.
It's funny. It's a really terrible word.
I'm 22 years old.
Yeah,
my dad's in fucking construction. He's a local 79. My dad's fucking, God bless. Right?
Goon.
He's like, yo, I could get you into the union through a company. We could sponsor your book. You don't got to go through all that bullshit. You'll get paid right away, but you got to learn as you
Typical
go.
New York shit.
So I tell him, I'm not doing that shit.
Love it.
I'm not doing that shit. I got this shit. I'm working.
Was he
on
upset?
Shit.
Was he upset?
So,
what? Of course.
So my parents divorced maybe like 6 to 8 months before that, and I'm with my girl. And she tells me, like, yo, you should do it. And I'm trying to break down for them. And listen, at the time, I could completely understand why you could have looked at me and said, this kid's an idiot.
Yeah, we're going to get you a book. You're going to be chilling. You got a pension. I was
delivering pizza 4 days a week at a thing, making $400 or $500 a week, living at home. But I had the brand, and I knew that it could be something, but I didn't know how it was going to get there.
Yeah.
So fast forward, whatever, my girlfriend leaves me because I tell my father that I'm not doing this. Right, I'm like, yo, listen, I don't want to. I'm not gonna. It might sound lazy to you in this moment right now, but I don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to work at 6 a.m., get home at 4 p.m., and do the same thing over 5 days a week, and not have any creative mental energy or even physical energy to want to go and do what I want to do. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to work in this restaurant 60 hours a week, but I'm going to go home and I'm going to work on whatever the fuck I got to work on. And she wound up leaving me because of that. And obviously it was detrimental in the time, but I look back on it, I'm like, that's literally, to the point we were talking about out there, that was literally the reason why I am where I am right now, because I could have easily said, yo, you know what? Fuck it, I'll take it.
Take my book.
I'll take the book. I'll get the insurance. I'll get the medical insurance. I'll get whatever the fuck I could get, and I'll have a regular job. And if the clothing works out, then maybe I'll just tell the union to go fuck itself one day. But we'll figure that out. I said, no, I'm not doing that. And yo, it was a really tough time. Shout out to my mother. And my father believed in me too, but my mother really believed in me. And they had just gotten divorced, so it was like kind of like on two separate sides of it. But that was like, yo, I really think you're gonna miss out on this opportunity. And of course he was mad. But I stuck to my guns on that, bro.
And fuck the girlfriend, by the way.
Oh, well, I mean,
fuck her.
But that's typical.
You know what I mean?
That's typical New York shit. I think a lot of New York young guys can relate to that. Like growing
100%.
up, when you're trying to follow your dreams, if you have dreams, and it's not. Well, look, if you want to be in a fucking union, you want to do your thing. Do your thing.
Go ahead.
Do your thing. Like that's
my boys are regular people.
Yes,
go do what the fuck
all my
you
boys
do.
are regular fucking people. But when you have
do.
dreams and aspirations, a lot of times, even for like my mother, when I would tell her shit,
yeah,
she'd be like, "Papi, like just go do garbage. Like, pick up garbage. You gotta take the sanitation test. Like, it's gonna be great for you. Like, you know, like that was her fucking.
For sure, which
she had me up here like garbage 100%. Man. He's either gonna be a garbage man, a heroin addict, or at least maybe he'll be in jail and at least he'll be fed. I don't gotta worry about him dying.
Yeah, my mother wanted me to be a dentist, bro. My mother's dreams got shattered very, very early in life when she realized
that's a
maybe
big fucking
special.
But
she'll be more. She's gonna be more proud of you now.
Dad is fucking a laborer.
Construction worker, right? So.
Yeah. Wow.
She's gonna be more proud. She's gonna be more proud of you now. Bro.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? My mom too, bro. You know what's so crazy, bro? I'm gonna shit on my mom right now. But so obviously I'm doing my first show, right? Like you know, my mom doesn't really understand this whole social media shit. You know, she's not big on social media. Yeah. So when I tell her like, yo,
and trying to explain it to somebody
right,
who don't get it,
explain my success, explain the podcast and our success and all the things. She's like, that's cool, papi. So what do you guys do? You know, and I'm like, oh, we sit and we talk and like, you know, I talk to Jess. She's like, who's Jesse? I'm like, oh, he's a guy. He owns this. Oh, okay, what do you guys talk about? I'm like, oh, bullshit. Like, oh, and people watch it, you know, and I'm like, yeah. She's like, but why? Like, and I'm like, I don't know, mommy. It's just the way it works. Yeah. So then I didn't want to tell her about my show.
Okay.
So, but accidentally I sent her a flyer because I meant to send it to my brother and sister in a group chat. Okay. And I was like, yo, what do you guys think? And my mom goes, what the fuck is that? So I'm like, oh, fuck, wrong chat. So she calls me. And she's like, what's up, papi? What was that? And I'm like, oh, nothing, mommy. I'm doing a show. And she's like, oh, yeah, you doing a show? And I go, yeah. She said, for what? And I said, oh, it's a show. It's a, you know, it's just a live show for like, you know, for fans and stuff. And she's like, oh, that's cool.
Fans.
And she's like, oh, well, but what is it going to be about? And she goes, so I'm like, fuck, man, she's going to piss me off right now. I know it. So I'm like, it's a comedy show, Mom. I'm going to be doing comedy. And she's like, oh, yeah? Who's the comedian?
Oh! Get off my fucking case, Mom!
I'm like, a clown, mommy. I'm gonna have a fucking clown on the stage. He's gonna come out, do a little funny fucking dance, and I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna wave my hands like this.
The best shit is that, like...
And she's like, you're being a fucking dick, and she hangs up on me. So I'm fucking furious, bro. I call my wife, I'm like, I fucking hate her. She's not believing me. I go home, she called me 5 minutes later. This is toxic Colombian shit. She's like, oh, papi, I lost you under the subway. She's like, and then she's like, I just want to say how proud I am of you. When in reality, I know my sister called her like, you're being a bitch.
Yes.
You're being a bitch.
Definitely.
Kevin's gonna go on stage and make people laugh, and you're telling him he's not funny.
Bro, your sister so was like, you better call him fucking back right now.
I know.
And tell him that he's doing a good job.
Bro,
that's a skit right there.
It is.
You got so much content that you can talk about on stage, bro.
My first 5 minutes on stage was me and my mom talking about my mom. She's gonna have a fucking heart attack. So I told my sister already, I'm like, put her in the back. Don't let her be up front. I can't look her in her eyes when I say this.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know how much you talk about her on here.
She has no idea.
Wow.
Bro, the one
you say some crazy
she got
shit.
one. She got the titty one. My uncle.
This fucking guy talks about he found a dildo in his mom's pillowcase. Like, this guy says some wild shit that I would never.
Let me hear this.
Listen. So I talked about my mom's. I talked about my mom walking around naked and like her titties hanging. It was like a whole fucking thing. So my uncle clips it and sends it to her like, laughs my ass off.
And that's that was probably the first clip that you saw of this entire thing.
Oh, dude.
So this is what you guys are talking about, Puppy?
She calls me and she's like, first of all, my titties wasn't saggy. It's the only thing she cared about. My titties was not saggy. And I'm like, Mommy, they were saggy as fuck. Oh, the fuck you talking about?
Nice to know you watch my show, Mom.
I know. I'm 32. I've seen tons of titties. Your titties were saggy.
Oh, my God. This is insane. I mean, I have no rules, but that's wild.
I think that's the beautiful part about this place too. No rules. We talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing. Like I tell people that shit all the time. Like I try to do it in the context of comedy, but a lot of everybody's comedy is through pain. I think everybody's artwork, comedy, whatever is through pain.
Yeah.
And you have to find a way to deal with it. This is the way I deal with it.
But you know, when I started to realize that, when Robin Williams, rest in peace, passed away, and you look at Robin Williams like
How could that guy be upset?
How could that guy ever be upset? All he wanted to do was make other people happy. And then you start to realize the dark side of comedy.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, a lot of the comedy comes from pain, laughing at your own pain, and people don't realize that it's your pain. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a comedian, but you could just see it in somebody like that.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to really understand that and start to look at people that their main goal is to make other people laugh. Like, I'm not looking to make other people laugh, but me personally, I just make sure that everybody around me is okay. And if something else is wrong, I could deal with the brunt of the bullshit. As long as you guys are okay.
Well, you're the leader in your group. That's
I would say for the most part. I like that role. You know what I mean? I had somebody tell me the other day, yo, I'd rather be the investor than be the owner, right? Owner, whatever. But I'm the other way around. I don't want to be the investor. And the investor makes all the money with absolutely no risk, really, right? And for me, it was always like, not that I want to be the owner, but I want to be the leader.
I want to be the creative.
I want to be the creative and I want to be the leader because if anything goes wrong, I want it to fall on me and I want it to fall around anybody else that's around because I know that I'm strong enough that I could deal with the brunt of it and I want everybody else to be okay. And not everybody thinks like that.
And when you get put in those positions, it's really telling, like real positions. Like my brother, he almost passed away. He was on a ventilator for like a week. Well, and I remember during that time, it was really fucked up. He was 18 years old. Like, my mother was losing her shit. My stepfather was losing his shit. My sister, everybody was losing their shit.
Same shit.
And I remember, so I remember, I remember getting the call. I was at work. I remember just driving straight from work, going to the hospital. And, like, I just went into the room. I tried to calm everybody down. My brother was in the other room. He was intubated. And they came in and they told my mom, like, yo, if he doesn't, progress in the next 24 hours, he's not going to make it. My mom lost her shit. And I remember just going out to the hallway. My uncles were there. They're old school dudes, so they weren't super emotional, but you could tell they were totally out of it.
They couldn't show it. They didn't want to show it.
And I remember, like, just going out there trying to calm myself down, being like, all right, bro, like, everybody's losing their shit. Like, you have no option other than keeping your shit together and, like, figuring shit out
100%.
And being the guy, like, And what's tough about being that guy is that when everything's over, that's when it hits, bro.
Oh, yeah.
When everything's over, that's when you melt.
That you saying this because my dad, this happened to my pops 60 days ago, and he's in physical therapy right now, so he's better. But we didn't know that he was going to be better, right? And he doesn't really, like, my family's very dysfunctional family, but everybody went to go see him. And, bro, it's sad. I didn't talk to my dad for a year. I saw my dad in the fucking hospital bed, incubated like that, and you go there, and his sisters are there, and my mother is there, and everybody is there, and, like, I haven't seen him in a year or spoke to him, so, like, you want to go in there, the first thing you want to do is, like, I want to start to fucking cry. I'm like, where's my father, But you can't, like you said, because everybody is there, and you're supposed to be the alpha of the family because you're surrounded by women. My uncles are there, too, but I'm talking about, like, I'm really close with all my aunts, you know what I mean? And then, like you said, once everybody leaves and you're just in the room or you're home and you're just thinking about it, bro, for those 60 days by myself, I don't think I've cried more in those 60 days by yourself. Nobody will ever know this. I'm the leader. I'm not going to show you that. But like you said, it's just like bearing the brunt of that is very difficult.
And that's why I'm super grateful for my wife. Because like you said, you had to do that shit alone, which is much harder.
No, for sure.
It's much harder.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to show my emotion to my wife. But my wife she understands me enough to be like,
that's a beautiful thing.
Grab my kids and be like, leave daddy alone, let him do his thing, for a little bit.
The alone time is important.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the thing is, like, what people don't realize is like if you don't have that support system and you're not able to climb out of that state, you can go into fucking some real holes, bro. 100%. Like I look at my sister and my brother who have been through a lot of toxic shit in the last couple of years, and I worry about them because I don't think they have the mental fortitude to climb out yet. So I'm trying to help them build that.
Be their support system.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to help them be.
But I think certain people like this is like cars have horsepower. Like not everybody has the engine. You know what I mean? Like not everybody. There's a reason why some people become leaders or people that make shit happen as opposed to people that don't. Is that a lot of people just can't fucking handle it.
No, you're right, 100%.
And I think that
that kind of goes back to what we were saying, like, some people just want to live that normal, regular life.
Yeah.
Which is completely fine.
And if you're aware of that and that's okay for you, then that's a good place to be.
Yes. I mean, self-awareness is very important, right?
And being happy.
I've never worked a 9 to 5 in my life. I worked in a restaurant 12 to 12. It wasn't 9 to 5.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like some people.
Well, I've never had a real job either.
I honestly never had like a real job. Like
for you guys, it's different because I've only had jobs,
Yes.
and then later in my life, you know, Kurt's like,
I mean,
later in my life, I figured out. But that's the benefit. Like I wish when I was younger, I was like, I knew it. But like when I was younger, I was just like, nah, I just don't want to die. You know, Kev, what do you want to be when you grow up? Alive.
Alive. But when I was younger, I think, you know what I started to realize that maybe I was like a little different is that I started to like shit that nobody liked, whether it was music. Like, yo, I think that song was cool. And they were like, yo, that song sucked. I'm thinking to myself, all right, I think that's, and then you start to second guess yourself because you're so young, you don't have the confidence in whatever. But even in fashion or in movies or whatever the fuck, I'm like, yo, nah, I thought that movie was cool. Nah, that movie sucked, bro. And I'm thinking to myself,
fashion is all confidence because I'm looking at him with his fucking. He has the beat. He has the pearls on, and I'm like, that's fine. Like, I can wear that. And then I know I put that shit on. And be like, you look gay. Take it off.
I mean,
you look gay as fuck. Take it off, Kevin.
Fashion is very subjective, and I think what works well with me is that
you didn't say that he's like a 7 foot tall Viking.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. And I'm trying to.
First of all, if I walked in here with fucking pearls on, it's a different deal.
This
motherfucker's like, okay, all right. Are there any women I need to carry across to the other fucking side of the street?
Yeah, if Jesse showed up with pearls on, he'd be like, all right, this guy's. He'd
be like, he's hanging out with Joey too much.
That's good.
He's hanging out with Joey too much.
I wear the same thing every day. What you see me in right now, this is what I wear every fucking day. People are like, yo, you're this fashionista, bro. I should have a Carhartt shirt right on. I wear a Carhartt shirt every day. That Carhartt
every video I see you in a Carhartt
shirt because I'm so big that I like how it fits me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, so the way that I essentially, my fashion style is that I do accessories. I wear the fucking rings, I the watch, but the tattoos, they don't work.
The OP. I throw. You don't see that a lot.
41 millimeter first time they did that shit.
That's 41?
This is a 41.
You're so fucking big. I know I'm so big. You're so fucking big. I'm thinking it's 39.
No, it's a 41. Thank God, yeah.
Jesse, before you got here, he was like, it's going to be dope because he's definitely a Rolex guy and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to talk to him about Rolexes and perpetuals and oysters.
Stop hating, Kev.
Fuck you, bitch. I got a tag. Listen, I'm Puerto Rican and I'm poor.
Let me tell you,
you're gonna get one.
I want to tell you this. This is what I want to tell you. It's not about what you wear.
No,
it's about how you wear it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
So for me, I was never confident in my life. You sit here and tell me, yo, you wear whatever you want because you're so confident, and it's like kind of like a holy shit moment for me because that was never who I am.
Yeah,
I was always an overweight kid. I didn't have this beard. I fucking had glasses. I was very like if you know me from back then.
When did you hit 7 feet?
I'll show you my. I stopped growing. Middle of high school. I've been 6'4".
Grade.
I've been 6'4" since I got my license.
Got it.
He's like, sixth grade. I was 6'5".
So you got
I'll say you this. My mother tells this
story. You've been getting pussy for a long time.
My mother tells this story. Yo, in 9 months, I was out of my crib and I was in a twin size bed. In 9 months.
Wow.
So I've been growing for a minute. Yeah, whatever. Funny. It is what it is. But anyway, it's not.
Jesse wants to say, it's like, I bet his dick is huge. Nah, I can see it in his face.
He's the one that always. He's always the one that brings up dicks, but somehow it's me.
John.
I saw that episode about growers and showers. When you get out of the ocean and you start pulling this shit out.
This motherfucker just basically was like, I want to know how big his dick is.
That's not true.
Let me fucking throw it on Jesse right now.
John, when you first walked in, all right, listen to me.
He sent me a text. He was like, what do you think? Are we talking 13 inches or what?
John, you walked in, you walked past, and he went like this. He went. All right? And I swear on my kids he did that. All right? On my kids, he went. It's a huge dick, bro.
Listen.
All right, fuck you, bitch. You can't beat me.
I think it's a good thing that I like smaller women.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that helps.
They have small hands.
I like midget bitches.
That helps. That definitely helps.
They have small hands. I mean, it makes it a little better. We're not going to go into my dick
Oh, man, that's fucking hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all right.
What are we talking about? We're talking about watches.
No, what are we talking about?
We're talking about
when did you realize that? You said you were saying you realized I like different things and stuff like that. Like, when did you start to get that confidence?
Recent.
Yeah.
It was. I look at life pre-COVID and post-COVID. So what happened to me was I was working in a restaurant for like 5-6 years, and once COVID hit, I got COVID that March 2020. And I had originally, my parents had just got divorced a couple years before that. They sold the house. I moved out that February before COVID. So now I'm like, all right, life is kind of getting a little real right now. I just moved out on my own. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just lost my job because of COVID. So I text my boss. I'm like, I used to deliver for the same place that I was working inside the restaurant. I'm like, yo, if you need any delivery drivers, I know we're not going to be sitting down and serving people anymore. We don't even know anything about this fucking virus, so we don't know what's going on. And then the day I was supposed to go, God is crazy. The day that I was supposed to go work my first shift as a driver, it was a Friday, I woke up with 102 fever. And I texted my boss and said, yo, bro, like I definitely have COVID. Right. And we didn't know anything about this yet at all. He's like, yo, get the unemployment. I'll see you when you're better, and we'll figure it out from there. Yeah. And I didn't leave my house until like May 1st, I remember. And I just never went back. And I had already kind of had the summer set up. So we had done the shorts the year before.
That was the first year you did those shorts?
Yeah. And they weren't even that good. They were like too long and the quality wasn't there. But research and development in fashion, it takes a really long time.
But that's a miracle, bro. You got 18 months where the government's paying you.
Bro, so that's...
And everybody has stopped and it's like, go do this thing that you want to do. That's a beautiful story.
The one thing that New York City, I guess, has ever done right was the unemployment.
They paid
some people might look at that wrong. Like, I got friends that work in the city, and I tell them all the time, I'm like, yo, you are really like an angel because you literally work through the worst time in life for the same exact pay.
You've never thanked me. Thank me, bitch.
Where I was getting more money to stay home, right, and work on my dreams than you were to work, or getting the same amount of money. But anyway, so I had the summer already kind of set up. I knew those shorts would do good. I adjusted the size on them. We made 100 pairs. They sold out in a day. And I said, all right, I know this is what it's going to be. Yeah. And that's when I started to get the confidence a little bit. It was like when I started to get tattoos too, but it was more so then because I thought that something that I've been doing for, at the time, 6 to 7 years was finally starting to show a little bit of fruition. Now, I didn't know at the time that maybe this could be something that was scalable. I thought everybody's got a lot of money right now, that PPP loans is hitting, people are spending money on clothes. I don't know if this is scalable. And then slowly but surely, brick by brick, it just started to become what it is now. And it's not anything too crazy now. We're just cracking the surface. But from where we started to where we're at, that time period of my life, from March 2020 up until now, really, is where I got that.
You got the coolest shorts. You got the coolest summer shorts right now on the planet. 100%.
I appreciate that.
Those joints are dope.
Sure. Yeah, no, these I wear every day.
He's a plain Jane guy.
I'm a plain Jane guy.
He's like, don't give me the big ghetto ones that say "at war" across the dick.
And he's just like that. I should have brought him the angel ones. So you call them.
He's like, hey, I know a lot of the black and Puerto Ricans wear the big thick ones across the dick.
You can't make me racist now.
I want the ones that just say "at war," super small,
That's
similar,
what I do.
meant for whites.
You know that, but I don't wear those, bro. I really don't wear the basketball shorts with the "at war" going across.
I love that shit. That's my style.
I want to know a little bit more.
But for those that is their style.
Yeah. Oh, shit's but you gotta understand. Look how abrasive I am as a human being. Look at me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm abrasive as fuck. I walk into somewhere, you hear my accent, you see what I look like. I got tattoos everywhere on my hands and my neck.
So you gotta keep it simple.
I gotta keep it simple.
There's a lot happening.
That makes sense.
I accentuate with the fucking
I mean, I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9", but I feel the same. You know what I mean?
John with twins.
No, there's a lot of firepower coming.
Plain with twins, Sean.
I can't overdo it. And I think that's where the pearls, going back to the pearls, I'm such a masculine looking person. But I'm emotional and I'm sensitive. You would never know that.
No, I
and I wear the pearls because I can.
You're touching.
He's like, John, can you hold me? John, can you pick me up and hold me?
Oh,
just pick me up on my legs and show me your watch and I'll kiss you on your cheek.
He wasn't expecting us to get along as much as we got along. You know, he's a little upset.
We thought this whole time like fucking, you know what I mean?
Oh, no. Kirk, can you give me another one, brother?
Bring that bottle of Casamigos in here. Please.
Wait, so I didn't make fun of you for the first 20 minutes.
We're just going to ignore this because he's hating. You know what I mean? It's not my fault. It's not my fault I'm a Renaissance man. And other people fucking see that.
Renaissance man.
Renaissance to me just means gay.
Gay?
Gay.
Wait, I want to know a little bit about like what you were talking about earlier. Like, when did you know that you were a motherfucker that had something to say? And like, when did you decide? Like, it was like you were talking about like early school days and like, you know what I mean? Like people be like, yeah, it's not cool. When did you say like, yo, I know what the fuck I'm talking about?
It was really, honestly, it was recent. It was probably around the time that you reached out to me where I just got on TikTok, right?
And you were killing it.
I was killing it, and to an extent, and I've always liked to speak, and I always looked at people that got paid to speak all day, like, yo, thank you. You have literally the best job in the world. You get to give your opinion and get paid for it.
It's huge.
Right? What makes your opinion better than mine, yours, or anybody that's around me? right? And that's really where I started to be like, yo, in the very beginning, I thought that At War would be it. I'm like, At War is who I am. It's my channel. Like, you know, when you say, if you have something to say, you say it and say it consistently. I was saying it through my clothes. But it takes a really long time to make clothes and sell clothes and shoot clothes and do it. TikTok and Instagram and social media, they give you that direct gratification. You know, even if it's 48 hours, bro, it takes 6 months to put together a collection to say something.
And you didn't even push your shit in the beginning, which I thought was dope.
Yeah.
And that was on purpose.
I don't wanna force feed anything to anybody.
Yes. Sure.
I'm not going up to any celebrities and saying, yo, I got this brand, can I give you this? I want everything to happen organically. I want you to fuck with me.
Explain what you did though on TikTok to Jesse. Explain exactly. So he pretty much promoted other brands.
Let him do it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
I didn't really promote any. I was just being myself.
Yes.
I just wanted to be myself, and I'll wear my clothes. I want you to fuck with me.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, people were only buying At War in the beginning because they fucked with me. Like I said, I grew up in 3 different neighborhoods. I had friends all around this whole peninsula.
People who knew you and wanted to see you do good. And were like, yo, I feel this guy.
It has to kind of break through that, and people have to start buying At War or any clothes that I make because they think that's dope, not because they think I'm dope, right? Yeah. So I went through that phase, and now I'm back to the phase where, no, I want people to think I'm dope, and whatever I'm wearing, you want to wear. It doesn't only have to be At War.
Right.
It could be Love and War. It could be any of the other brands that I'm wearing. It could be absolutely anything that I resonate with. You know how many people tell me they wear Carhartt now because I'm wearing fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what's so important to me because big guys don't have the confidence. So I went on TikTok strictly to be that, give the bigger guys confidence. And I never made big and tall clothes for At War. We went up to 2XL. I'm not selling 3XL, 4XL, 5XL. Now we do, but that was my goal on TikTok. My goal on TikTok was not to fucking push At War. My goal was to push me and give bigger guys a little bit of more confidence. And then from there, my opinion matters more to them. So now I can start giving my opinion on stuff. And then it starts to snowball into me wanting to be a personality. And At War only being my arm instead of my entire body.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I see your shit everywhere now, bro.
Yeah,
YouTube,
I've tried.
YouTube dudes. I went to Nashville. I saw it in Nashville.
Yeah, they like it.
Some TSA guy tried to fucking straight up harass me on my shorts.
I've been waiting for the conversation of somebody to go through an airport and they get like severely patted down because they have guns, knives, and At War all over their body. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for that.
And I'm at Kennedy, you know, and I'm fucking going through and he's like, yo, to the side, motherfucker. And I'm like, all right, no doubt. You know, I walk over and I'm like, okay, cool. I was the one guy. I'm the one in the down.
My man, yo.
Like, no big deal.
So like, my man, them shorts look perfect for the switchblade.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
He starts like really searching me, and he's like, yo, them shits is fire though. Right? And I'm like, and I'm already pissed that he's like really touching me like this. So I'm like, yeah, no doubt. He's like, what's the brand? And I'm like, At War. It's printed across my dick. You know,
he's like, what you thinking?
Then on the way back from Nashville, right? I get searched again. No
same
bullshit.
guy?
No, in Nashville.
In Nashville.
Oh. They pulled me aside and searched me again, and now I'm pissed.
You don't think the South might be a little...
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is racist. And then my boy tells me, he's like, yo, Kev, you know what I think it is? His shorts have metal... on the strings. They got the metal tips on the string. He's like, I guarantee you, it's the metal tips on the string, and that's why it's. He's a white guy. He's a white guy though. He's trying to. He's like, I got an urban guy. He's getting really crazy. Let me calm him down, Kevin. It's not you.
It's the metal tips.
It's not your Puerto Rican tan color. It's the tips.
Those shorts are made with pure titanium.
That's exactly.
Very controversial
and
right now.
It calmed me down. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. No doubt.
Yo,
cool.
I hate the airport, bro. The airport.
Airport's the worst. TSA, New York TSA is unlike any other.
Have you flown out of the country?
They're in such bad moods.
Yes. I haven't flown out of the country. Since I'm a baby.
Well,
I haven't gone. I'm
other
a
countries
little
scary.
nervous.
Other countries are scary, but they're not nearly as bad.
It's completely different.
They're not nearly as bad
I
as.
just feel like
the New York motherfuckers are in the worst mood.
And they're ghetto.
They hate themselves.
And they're ghetto.
They fucking hate their
Jesse,
job.
just
and
say
they're
it.
like,
just say it. They're fucking ghetto.
they're ghetto as fuck. I'm
they're
sorry.
ghetto as fuck.
It's true.
Bro,
it's true.
you get there and they're just nasty dudes and
Bring
bitches.
out your laptops, your
They don't even
liquids.
say it like that. They're like, yo, my man, why you taking off your shoes? And I'm like, what? Bro, I almost got into a fight with one of them. I take off my shoes and he's like, yo, my man, why you taking off your shoes? And I'm like, I thought
Is that what I'm supposed to do, sir?
He's like, did I tell you to take off your shoes? And I'm like, yo, my man, like, I will fuck you up right here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm like, bro, listen to me. Talk to me like a man. He's like, yo, son, Listen to me.
Yo, what?
Put your shoes back on.
Let me ask you this
So I'm
question.
like, I'm looking at my wife. My wife's like, stop, babe. Babe, stop. Like, we're going to Mexico. Like, relax. And I'm like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. You know?
What borough was he from? Take a guess.
He's definitely from Brooklyn.
Yo, son, did I tell you to take your shoes off?
And he definitely called it out at one point, too. Like, y'all from Brownsville. Brownsville. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm from Long Island. I'll stab you.
Yo, I'm kind of nervous to leave the country, bro.
Nah, you're going to have a great time.
Bro, I want to go to Tulum. I'll be honest with you. I want to go to Tulum. And
Jesse leaves the country every weekend.
I'm a little nervous, bro, because you look at me. If I saw somebody like me,
small plane, white powder. I bring it back.
I'd automatically think I was a fucking like
nah.
Like a threat.
You're gonna have a great time, and I guarantee you nobody's.
What are we talking about right now?
If he goes to a different country, there's gonna be no one's gonna fuck with you. At the end of the day, you're 6'4".
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, bro, the cartel looks at me and they think, wow, we could eat off this motherfucker for a few weeks.
No.
Not in Tulum.
You know what I'm saying?
Not in Tulum.
You know what they think?
You gotta take a 2-hour cab ride from Cancun to Tulum.
No.
They want like a private driver on some bougie shit. I ain't getting in no fucking yellow cab in
They
fucking
want a
Mexico,
fit
bro.
guy who's
I'm
gonna
sorry,
have.
it's not happening.
He's right. He's right. When you're a big dude, you go somewhere they haven't maybe seen a big guy in their life.
Bro, but they might think I'm an athlete.
I'm telling you right now, fucking Juan is not gonna be like, yo, let's get fucking 3 or 4.
No.
We're gonna need 6 or 7 of us, motherfuckers.
That's what I'm gonna say. He's gonna say he's gonna get his
they're
whole
not doing
family.
that.
No, but they're not gonna want his kidneys. They want a smaller guy who has small kidneys and liver. They want a guy. They want a guy like Jesse. Jesse's perfect. Jesse comes in there like, oh, puppy, you
perfect for the kidney.
You got a good liver.
You wearing your watch at Tulum?
Of course.
Bro, we almost got. Bro, I have a story about Mexico. For my cousin's bachelor party, he brings us on the plane to Mexico at this point. We were going to Playa del Carmen. On the way there, we get an alert that says all United States citizens like stay away from. Like there's like a travel advisory to Playa del Carmen. Do not go there.
You're fucking killing white people.
Cartel.
People, yeah.
And I remember showing it to my wife. Sent it to me, and I'm on the plane. And I showed it to my cousin. He's like, they're very nonchalant. He's like, fucking relax.
And my
bro.
boys are just like,
stop being a pussy. So we're fucking driving. We get a cab, and he's like, take us to the local supermarket. Now we're not staying at a hotel or resort. We're staying at a fucking condo in the middle of the fucking city. So he takes us to the fucking supermarket, and we're spending a bunch of money.
This is Cancun? This is
Playa del Carmen.
Okay.
And you're spending money too.
And we're spending money at the supermarket. Yeah. And all of a sudden, these pickup trucks just start lining outside. And I'm outside, and I'm like, Danny, we gotta go, bro. Like, we should leave. And he's like, bro, you're so fucking paranoid. Like, relax. I'm gonna tip the lady. Like, we get in the car, we bounce, we go to the house. It's literally in the middle of the city. We get fucked up that day. We're drinking, whatever. I leave that night. I'm like, I'm gonna walk back to the spot.
Hell no.
I'm walking through an alley. 2 municipal police fucking trucks.
Yeah, bro, you can't
stop me in the middle of the fucking road.
Corrupt.
And they're like, where you from? Like in Spanish. They asked me where I'm from. Luckily, I pulled out my fucking ID and my other stuff. I showed it to them. And they started laughing and they were like, okay, go, Bobby. And then the next day we have a guy who's like escorting us. And I'm like, oh, like this is what happened to me yesterday. And he's like, oh, yeah. They're like, that was the cartel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Bro.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, I work with the cartel. He's like, the cartel is the government here.
Yeah, that's how it is.
And I'm like,
bro,
what?
So
and I'm
now,
like, you're the cartel?
This is what I'm talking about. Number one, I would have never left. Well, maybe if I was wasted, who knows, in fucking Tulum, if I'm going to walk around an alley. So, but that's where I'm not doing
No, but here's the thing,
but let's just say I did do that. Let's just say I did that. And I don't have anything to show these people. It's a dub. You might never see me again.
No, you got
to pay. I'm not going. Basically, what I'm telling you is that I'm not going to Mexico.
No, they'll take your bread.
There's ways to do international travel, especially when you're talking about Spanish speaking. I lived in the Dominican Republic for a year, and rule number 1, period, the end. And this, I feel like all like the woke fucking motherfuckers with like, we just Airbnb everywhere. You know, I'm from fucking Williamsburg, and I love
arroz con pollo.
I got an Airbnb right in the middle of Cartagena. You know, like, and I feel like number 1 is that if A, you do not speak Spanish, and B, you do not have local contacts, you don't go to fucking neighborhoods.
No,
you don't go to neighborhoods.
You
don't do that because you're going to a place where people are substantially fucking like poorer than you. Yep. Not to say it's dangerous and not to say it's bad, but you're going to a place where you spending vacation money sticks out like a fucking sore thumb.
Yeah, they're pouring drunk.
You go to fucking you go to the resort areas, but the thing about resort areas in countries like that is that, and some crazy shit did recently happen in Tulum.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Something did happen in Tulum that's very uncommon.
Yes.
But all of those vacation areas are controlled by the fucking drug dealers.
Yes.
But the drug dealers will fucking slaughter a family. Like, in normal situations where if, like, some local gangster fucks with fucking...
Yeah, a
like,
tourist. That's their revenue. That's their revenue.
Like, they're going to kill...
But they'll shoot up clubs.
They'll kill your whole fucking family. Yeah, but that's new. That just happened.
No, when I was there, they were like, don't go to that club because they got shot up on Tuesday and an American boy died. And I'm like, I'm going there.
Sounds like a good time.
Because I was outside and it was popping. I'm like,
for a
oh,
long time. For a long time, that shit has... Now, that's... I think...
Let me ask you this question.
Now.
How the fuck did you end up living in the Dominican Republic for a year?
Oh, it's wild.
Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, listen, number one, I have friends that have been to the Dominican Republic. They go for 5 days. It's fucking amazing. They bring back Hennessy White or whatever the fuck, right? And they never talk about the Dominican Republic again. They're like, yeah, it's a good time, but I don't need to go back. You lived there for 365 days? How?
He saw a sexy broad.
And he married her.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious.
No, I was there on business fucking 16 years ago. And I was, you know, trying to make money, and I didn't make any money, but I came back with a wife.
Wow.
But no.
What? No.
That was not a good explanation, Jesse.
Because it sounded like she used it for papers.
Jesse, that was the worst way you can explain it. He's like, so I went there on vacation, met a Dominican joint, and she got me to marry her.
I'm gonna give you. I'll give you a little bit of detail.
Yes,
all right.
Come on.
Yeah, I did. I totally sold that horribly. I was like, you want to hear fucking no. So I'm there and I'm trying to make money. We have a relationship with a pharmaceutical company who wants to get generic medicine into the Dominican Republic, right? We got very far in the planning of it, but then we reached that government corruption to where, like, you guys can't do this.
You can't traffic here legally.
You're gonna make way too much fucking money. Like, we were buying 100 pills of Tylenol, like generic Tylenol, for 66 cents. And we could sell it in the pharmacy over there for like $8 a bottle.
Oof.
And Tylenol was selling for like $17 a bottle. So we almost got this thing going, but they were like, it's not happening. But anyway, long story short.
The government stopped it?
Yeah. They just,
I can imagine.
We weren't able to get like the right permits and fucking like, it just we were getting really far, and then it was
Even
like.
if they got paid?
That's what I'm thinking. If the government is smart, they want 1%, that's it.
Yeah.
It just got really difficult, and the factory that we were working with were kind of like, because you have to register their product, they have to go on record to like file their shit. It's a complicated process.
They got to do the American paperwork, and they didn't want to do it.
Complicated process.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so we're in this town with a friend of ours who's Dominican, who's from that area, and it's in the middle of the country. So we're not talking about like Punta Cana. We're talking about a section called Cibao. Yeah. And like there's an airport, Santiago, which is the other second biggest city. This is like a city right outside of Santiago, it's called Moca. Okay. And we saw this girl, and she kept on like bumping into us as like we're moving from meeting to meeting. And like it turns out that like her bus was on strike that day, like that she normally took from work, and it took her to a different corner. And we saw the girl several times inside the city, to the point that when we left the city, we're outside and there's this huge traffic jam, and like there's this herd of cows and another fucking bus. And the same girl gets off of the bus.
God.
Hours later, in a completely different
like,
part of
boom, I'm marrying her.
So, and so the guy that we're with, who's Dominican, like I'm Puerto Rican. It's me, my father, and a friend of ours who's a Dominican guy. Okay. And my father, my family, we're Italian and Puerto Rican. That's our heritage. So I don't really speak Spanish. My grandmother was Puerto Rican, spoke Spanish. I had like some high school Spanish or whatever.
I know restaurant
But like,
Spanish.
So our friend is there, and he starts talking to this girl, and he's like, and he's being a dog because he's a dog. Yeah. He's like trying to get her to be like, oh, you should come hang out with us. We've seen you 3 times. And I'm like looking at her like, yeah, this guy's
take off your clothes. See you 3 times. Get naked, baby.
This guy's trying to get her to like hang out with us. And she's like, I don't know who the fuck you people are. These 2 people are clearly not from here. Yeah, right. I'm not going to go 2 hours where you guys are downstate. We were in the capital at the point. And she said, what the fuck are you talking about? But I'm like looking at her, and I'm smiling at her. She's smiling. So I said something, somehow, some way, got a phone number. And I left, and I didn't see her. You know, I left the country, and John and I were living together in an apartment in Babylon. And one night, we're hanging out, we're drinking, we have nothing to do. There's obviously no girls around. Fucking and so
fucking lonely.
Let's call the girl from the Dominican Republic.
And that's what I did.
WhatsApp.
Wait, that's
It was either,
a WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Bro.
They didn't even have WhatsApp.
This is your wife, right?
This is my
I want
wife.
to be
They
respectful.
didn't,
I'm
they
just
didn't even
saying.
have WhatsApp. They sent the pigeon.
no.
yeah. Wait. It was either we were gonna hold each other or he was gonna text this girl.
Bro, I swear to
You know?
God, there's something that would happen to me. I would go to fucking wherever the fuck. I would fall in love with a woman there and forget about
Go
her.
to Colombia,
Get
you'll be ruined.
Get wasted and be like, yo, I gotta call her right now. I gotta call her right now.
So I call the number. I leave a message in my, best high school Spanish at the time. It takes her like 2-3 weeks.
Mira, mami.
It took her like 2-3 weeks to figure out what it is that I said. And then she calls me back like 2 weeks later.
Was that the longest 2 weeks of your life?
I don't think I really thought about it too much. She calls me back, and this was before Google Translate. There was this thing called freetranslator.com.
Okay.
So I had a laptop in my apartment, and I'm just chatting with this girl from the Dominican Republic. And like we start like chatting, and I'm doing with a fucking thing, and blah, blah, blah. A few months go by, I'm like, this chick is really cool. I'm
so amazing,
I'm learning
bro.
Spanish on the phone.
Yeah.
It's just like happening. And then I go to my mom. I'm like, Ma, I got to go to the Dominican Republic. I met a girl when I was there with Daddy. I think I'm going. I'm not really sure what's going on. So I went once for a few weeks.
Okay.
And we hung out. And then, that's where the romance fucking exploded and became a thing, right? So I came back. I
Waiting
chilled.
for the joke from Kevin. The
No, I'm not saying it. Listen, my brother.
The
I
romance
listen,
exploded for 3 weeks in Santo Domingo, wherever the fuck
it
they were.
exploded in 13 seconds. No, listen.
Definitely.
It exploded so fast, I was embarrassed.
Definitely.
But honestly,
I
this
was
is a
like-
beautiful
I was
story.
like, do you still
He's
like
never
me?
told me
This
this
is
story.
amazing. Well, all
He's
right,
never
keep
told
on.
me this
All
story.
right.
You cocksucker. You same rule for John? For John?
I'm strategic.
I think I might be on this podcast.
I knew.
more than
I
half
figured
time.
I might have to carry you. He might not know how to interview this guy, so I gotta have some good shit.
You're going to try to embarrass me, but I will shoot you.
All right, so stop. I'm telling my
All
story.
right, go ahead. I was just trying to give you a compliment, you cocksucking bitch. You cocksucking bitch. I'm trying to give you a fucking
Guys,
compliment.
You're ruining a
You're
beautiful
ruining a
moment.
beautiful story.
I'm trying, but
All
you,
right, so
I
where
tried
was
to
I?
say you were beautiful.
Where was I?
You went there.
Romance.
You stayed for 3 weeks the first time you went.
So I stayed for 3 weeks. I come back.
Okay.
I'm chilling for about 15 minutes, and I'm like, nah, I'm out. I go to my parents, and I'm like, guys, I'm fucking moving to the Dominican Republic. I'm just gonna go.
That's amazing.
His
bro.
dad's
It
like,
really
great
is.
idea. His mom's like, no.
Yeah, and like,
Get the fuck out.
I was working with my dad. I quit working with my dad. I started collecting unemployment. I was getting $480 a week. This was in 2006.
Which was probably
I was getting
double that now.
$480 a week
I was a
unemployment.
junior in high school. Just
I
saying.
was living.
2006, I was in sixth
Bro,
grade.
I was living in a penthouse apartment above a gym, paying like $175 a month rent. I had like a fake job teaching English, which I couldn't even really speak Spanish at the point.
Hey, yo,
Oh, you're talking about
Spanish.
Dominican
In
Republic.
Dominican
you're talking
Republic.
Hola.
And I lived there for like a year. And we tried to get that pharmaceutical thing going. It didn't really work.
A penthouse
But,
for
like,
$175
I
a
lived
fucking
there.
month. I might live in Dominican
But bro,
Republic,
I
too.
lived in the heart of the jungle where there was not another English-speaking white person from coast to coast.
That's
like
insane.
you'd have to go, and I lived in that community, and her family like took me in. They're the coolest fucking people ever, and I had this like
That's so
it was like a movie. It was like a movie experience.
Talk
and
about confidence.
Yeah, his
And-
wife is beautiful. She hates me. That's fine.
she doesn't hate him.
She hates me.
I remember that shit. We were living together. This guy's like, I'm moving to fucking Dominican Republic. I'm like,
Yeah, how did that feel for
Yo,
you?
and these guys are like, what?
And
what do you
then-
mean?
And then like 3 months later, or however long later, he calls me. He's like, yo, I need you to pick me up from the airport. I've got a Spanish pick and bring it back here. I'm like, wait, what? So I like I type
I mean,
in the
as a boy,
It
I
was a
type
year.
into
It
the
was a
translate
year.
when we get there. I'm like saying in Spanish, like, if you need to go back, now is the time. You know, like
is he trafficking you? If he's trafficking you, say hi.
Hey, yo, I just have to say one thing. You have a great radio voice. by
Oh,
the way.
appreciate
You
it.
Oh,
have
he
I've
has
heard
the
that.
best,
the best voice
the
ever
best
for,
voice
for a microphone.
I have the most irritating,
What's up, ladies?
dirty Puerto Rican voice.
What's up, ladies?
Jesse also
mean, my
has dirty
wife.
Italian voice, and John's in the back like, "Hey, how you doing? My
live
name's
is fine,
John, and
bro.
I'm the main character from behind."
He's
Yo,
like
that's-
waking you up with a shot to the twat in the morning.
That's an amazing story right there.
That is a great
Because
story.
you moved to the Dominican Republic for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bro.
no, I'm the
No, but
kind of
that's not
person
the
to where,
amazing
like,
story.
fucking-
The amazing story is he actually found love
well,
yeah,
in another
yeah,
country.
yeah.
That's
Because every
And the
man,
highest-
every man
Listen.
finds love,
Yeah.
love in
Yeah.
another country. Every man goes to Colombia and he's like, "Yo, I fell in love
no,
with
no.
this bitch,
listen.
and it was amazing." And then she
I'm in love
robbed
with her.
and she robbed
Have you
me.
been to Colombia?
No.
Okay, good. I've never been to Colombia. My
I'm Colombian.
Are you full Colombian?
Half. My mother, my Puerto Rican side wasn't in my life. My father left when I was a baby. So I'm only Colombian.
I have a Puerto Rican uncle through marriage, and he's the fucking man. So the Puerto Rican side to you is great. The Colombian side to you probably sucks.
It sucks.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Terrible.
The ex that we were just talking about, and I don't want to give her any shine out here. Half Colombian, half Italian.
Colombians.
You guys have the best food.
Best food.
I could drink a maracujá, whatever the fuck it's called, every day. A bandeja paisa. I could
bandeja paisa, baby.
I can eat this food every day.
That's great.
I am not going to Colombia.
Why?
I have friends, bro. I have friends, and we're not gonna get into details here.
Yeah.
I have friends that go to Colombia, bro. And they're like, yo,
I love it, bro.
This place,
I don't know, man.
This place is fucking heaven on earth. And they explain why. And again, we don't have to talk about why. I am not going to Colombia.
No, I'm going.
Well, no, but see,
I'm not going to fucking
Kurt's
Colombia,
like,
bro.
Kurt's like, hey, Kev, when's the next flight to Medellin? Hey, I would love to take a flight to Medellin. Where are we gonna go? Are we gonna go?
Yo, my
like,
boys are gonna watch this. They're gonna watch this every month. They don't go every month. I got cousins that go every 4 or 5 months. I got boys that go twice a year.
Yeah, I got a bunch of dirty dudes I work with who go every 3 months.
Bro, they're like, yo, I don't know what your problem is. I'm gonna take you there, and you're gonna completely regret everything you're saying right now. I said, brother, that's where you're wrong. I will never go to Colombia.
My uncle just bought a mansion.
Bro, my boy just bought a condo in Colombia. How good of a time did you have there?
My uncle just bought a farm
in the jungle and fucking. What are you talking about? You bought a condo.
He's taking my Rottweiler. He's taking my Rottweiler for a protection dog. He calls me. He's like, kid. He's like, he knew I was having a hard time with my dog because I got a small house, big fucking dog. She's super aggressive.
What kind of dog?
German Rottweiler. I got it from Germany.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So she's like super aggressive. I've talked about it on the podcast. Jesse knows. It's a fucking pain in the ass. So my uncle calls me.
I would love to have one of those, bro.
He's like, kid. And he's like, let me take the dog.
Kid.
And he just divorced. He's just recently divorced. He's like, let me take the dog. He's like, yeah, I bought a mansion in Colombia. He owns a bunch of bagel stores all over the city. So he sends me a picture. It's a legit fucking like mansion.
No, I feel
huge
like
acres of land. And I'm like, bro. I'm like, of course you could take her. He's like, yeah. He's like, I want to defend, eat the chickens, whatever. He's fucking crazy.
And the fucking Colombian people trying to take my money.
He's out there, bro.
Fucking chickens.
I'm not gonna get into his fucking story, but I'm gonna say he's having a great time.
That's
he's
what
doing
I'm
his
saying.
thing. And for a man his age, I love him to death. He's like, honestly, bro, he's more a father to me than any other man in my life. The fact that he's up there doing his thing is like, yo, dude.
No, but bro, it's what Andrew.
Yes, let's go.
I'm not going to Colombia. Forget about that. Actually, you know what? My boys will watch this and be like, wow, you just agreed to go to Colombia without us. We bring Justin. We'll go to Colombia together. I don't know if the footage will be postable, but we'll try
the footage will be great. The footage will be great.
Figure it out.
Listen to me. Footage will be great. I'm a married man. I'm gonna be hanging out with my uncle. We're gonna be playing with dogs.
There we go.
In the woods.
We're gonna watch the dogs eat the chickens. We're gonna have a good fun.
We'll make a movie out there. It'd be called Medellin Chickens.
I feel like that's a movie right there. Your story is a rom-com.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be a rom-com.
Your story for sure a rom-com.
For sure a rom-com.
I always make fun of him though because I think it's hilarious because it's just a typical American thing. But whereas he found real love and had children, built a family. His wife is amazing.
No, it worked out.
You know what I mean? But a lot of Americans.
But the odds were not. I mean, my mother.
I
can't blame her. Like I was mad at her at the time. May she rest in peace. But my mother was like, and my old so I'm the oldest of 4, and the oldest of the 3 siblings, my sister, who's after me, both her and my mother were like, this guy's fucking. They were like crying. They were like, this guy. But when my mom came to, which was cool, my mom didn't do this a lot, but like very quickly into my marriage, my mom came to me and was like, yeah, I just want to say that I was wrong. Like,
you're wrong. Yeah, which is amazing.
And like, a lot of parents don't do that shit. No. But she gave me that one.
My mom will never give me a wrong.
She gave me that one, and it felt good because she was like, "Yo, this is you could have never married anybody else."
I'm bringing this up on the show. This is towards the end of the podcast, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm bringing this up on the show. I remember the first time I told my mother, like, I was like, Mommy, he's like, yo, I'm dating.
Where this is going?
I'm dating. I got this girl. She's beautiful. And my mom's like, oh, that's crazy, Papi. Like, show me a picture. I show her a picture. Nikita looks Spanish.
She definitely looks Spanish.
So she's
Nikita's not Spanish?
No, she's West Indian. She's black.
A lot of mercy.
So
you get away with whatever the fuck you want to get away. You can say whatever you want.
So I tell my mom, I go, oh, she's West Indian, and my mom, being ignorant as fuck, is like, what's that?
Like 7-Eleven?
Like she's like
7-Eleven?
West Indian? Is that is that like Punjabi? So I'm like, I'm like, nah, man, she's whatever, she's black. Yeah. And she's like, so she goes, ridiculous. So she goes, oh, she's black? And I go, yeah. And she's like, well, listen, when you introduce her abuelita, you gotta make sure you tell her she's Spanish. And I'm like, why? She's like, because she's gonna die soon if you tell her she's black. If you tell her she's black, she's gonna have, it's gonna be bad. And I'm like, oh my God. Of course, I told her, I was like, abuelita, she's Puerto Rican. She doesn't know speaking.
Bro, every culture is racist as fuck.
But
every culture is racist as fuck.
But there is no more racist culture than fucking Hispanic.
I believe that to be
generation,
true, no question.
First generation.
No question.
And what's so crazy is like black people look at Spanish like yo, we're together, and we are.
Yeah.
And in the grand scheme of things, we are together in terms of how white people look at us. But in terms of like first generation Hispanics, the most
Racist as fuck.
My great-grandmother, my great-aunt, my great-uncle, the most racist motherfuckers in the world.
Absolutely.
And it was just a different time back then, I think.
Yes.
And I think that's why we are growing up in a golden era of life, really, to be honest with you. Because like we were talking about in the beginning, how everything is so saturated. Take the saturation away, everything is so saturated to the point where everybody is just kind of in the same space now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and that's what I love about street.
It's a great thing. I mean, look at this. Like we got a red guy there. He looks Native American. We got a half Spanish, half I don't
Italian,
even know, inbred. We got an Italian guy and we got an Irish guy.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it, papi.
That's it.
We're doing it good, papi. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little Irish in me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a little Irish. I mean, I was raised Italian.
I work with a lot of Irish scumbags.
I was gonna say when you were saying the most racist people are
Irish.
Hispanic women. No, it's white Irish.
Yes.
No,
white Irish guys.
No, but
they're fifth generation Americans still Irish.
You know what's crazy about old school Italian people?
They're racist as fuck.
But they're racist even against white people.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
if you're not Italian, fuck you.
Yes.
Basically.
Yo, what do you think?
It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I'm American. I'm not Italian. I'm American. I'm fourth generation.
What do you think about Italian personality content?
What do you mean?
So, I mean, I'll disclose that I'm friends with all of those
No.
people.
Right. No.
No. I'm just saying, I can give a fuck less. Mo Mozzarella is my man. The guys from Growing Up Italian, like, we're doing a collab together. Sabino's my boy. And part of me, where I'm from, is I feel like, being from South Brooklyn, all these people aren't from South Brooklyn, but being from Brooklyn and being Italian at the same time, bro, the only thing, like, I would say, pop culture-wise, we have, like, Saturday Night Fever. Right, it was shot on 86th Street,
and we don't played out. It's played out.
100%. It's played out, but
what's
our
next?
culture? That's the thing. Our culture is mob culture, right? We're not going to pretend like it's not what it is. The Goodfellas, the Bronx Tale, the whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
The fucking track jacket, that's all mob shit.
That's what it is, and I want to take that and move it forward the right way, and that's why.
There's a kid from Staten Island.
What's the next evolution?
Bro, there's so many people. There's so many.
Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we've had 40 years. What the fuck?
But this is my thing. Forget about that.
Jesse's going in. Jesse's going in.
Get close to fire.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of these guys. Come on.
But where I'm from, being Italian is great. But being from South Brooklyn and being Italian resonates with me, obviously, because that's who I am. But I want to build a community of people like that together. And obviously, bro, I mean, not that we just said every culture is racist.
Everyone.
Early Italian. All the Napolitans from Italy came from Italy and came to South Brooklyn. So whenever you hear like that dialect, more than likely it's like a Napolitan dialect.
Well, Howard Beach is big with
and
that shit.
Napolitan, Northern Italy thinks Napolitan is a piece of shit. Napolitan thinks Sicily.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I go to New Park at Howard Beach.
I would like to say this.
They're like, fucking Mexican guy right here ordering pizza here. Hey, buddy, where are you from? Where are you from? You a Salvadorian?
I have a fucking.
Where you get? You want a well done slice?
I want to say something about New Park before we get off of this, right? I'm from Brooklyn. I eat L&B. We eat the Faras, yada, whatever.
New Park is the best pizza. I don't give a
fuck.
New
Park. I want to get this camera right here.
Queens, baby.
New Park has the greatest regular slice in America. Forget about the 5 fucking boroughs. New Park's got the greatest slice in America. And I got friends that own pizzerias, and I love you guys fucking dearly.
And New Park
has the greatest regular slice in the 5 boroughs.
I never had L&B.
We got to do an episode.
All right, listen. Are you guys down to do episodes not in here?
Yes.
Because we're gonna grab the camera. We'll get this. Is what we're gonna do. There's three great squares in New York City. Okay, I'm gonna take you to Pizza D'Amore. You've never heard of it, probably. It's in Bensonhurst.
No.
One of the greatest squares you'll ever have in your life. You never had L&B. That's fucking blasphemous. We'll go get a half a tray. We'll make sure it's good, and then we'll take you to Prince Street if you've never been to Prince Street in Soho, and we'll get that, and we'll do those three right there. That's not Brooklyn. Well, those two are Brooklyn. Prince Street is Soho.
But New Park Pizza, Jesse.
Bro, you never had New
It's
Park?
hot.
You never had New Park pizza?
Never had it.
Look, people shit on a lot of Long Island slices. I love Long Island pizza. I
don't think I've ever had a Long Island slice in my life.
Everybody says in New York, everybody's pizza's got.
Listen. I've had pizza everywhere. New Park.
I'm ready to go.
New Park.
You want to go right now? Get the car ready.
No, listen. Have you ever had New Park?
No.
Have you ever had New Park? How good is New Park?
I've had every pizza.
Kurt just said no.
It's so thin,
pizza.
but the sauce is kind of sweet,
And
but not
it's-
too sweet. It's amazing.
And the crust is salty. It's like fucking bro. There's something about New Park, and it's right by my job. So
I'm
we order
ready.
all the
I'm ready.
I
Let's
can't
go.
believe you've never had L&B.
I've never had it. I don't go out. I mean, it's back in the day when I was a young man, I'd go to Brooklyn and hang out. But now this.
Well, now that you
that's
admit you're all
far.
fuck.
You know what I mean? I got shit to do.
What's the best slice of pizza?
For me, I mean, it's gonna.
He's like DiGiorno. DiGiorno's great.
Elio's.
He's
I
like-
got some Elio's in my
He's like, I love throwing it in the
We'll
oven.
throw
I'm
out
home.
names. I mean, we're from Suffolk County.
Okay.
Fucking.
I got cousins that live all the way
So
deep
we'll
out
have-
of Long Island. By like Bordy Barn. You know
You know
what
what I
Bordy
mean?
Barn is?
Yeah.
I don't know where
No,
that
we're
is.
They're
not-
Lindenhurst. They're not that far.
Okay, all right.
They're,
No,
they're right
we're
here.
like 2 towns into Suffolk.
Okay.
At the beginning of it on the South Shore. But yeah, I mean, I can name a few names that don't fucking
That's
matter.
not great.
But I tell you what did just
It's
happen, and
regular
I feel bad about saying this about
King
pizza.
of Birdos and Elmont.
Is that there's a spot
Also
that
Birdos
is
in Hyde Park.
it's called
Yes.
Mike's Underground
Birdos,
Pizza,
New Hyde Park's the shit.
and like it's been really hyped lately. Like it's the Mike's Underground Pizza.
Yeah.
This guy has a restaurant. He's got like a secret little pizza fucking like pop-up spot.
Okay.
Like in the basement of where he's got the restaurant. Super cool idea. It's been very successful, but it's been a while now and I tried it and it was 3 pizzas, $150 or $130.
Nah, Massapequa.
And I was like, I was so disappointed because I was like, bro, this is just. I mean, like it was good. The crust was very different. You know that's a big thing about pizza. You know what I mean? If it's
Crust.
really good, the crust.
Yeah. They got one pie.
But it was $130 for 3 pies.
It's one of those
No,
things
you gotta-
And it was like, I feel like I got scammed.
Now Massapequa brick oven. There's a Massapequa. Yeah, he's like, oh, this dickhead is gonna pay
What, with
whatever.
clams on this pie? I mean, clam pie.
$479,
And
son.
I want to say this, like, I mean, we're not going to tag these people. And like, in the
Get some
event anybody ever sees this, I got nothing but respect for the guy.
Yeah,
like,
do your thing.
He,
Hustle,
like
how you gonna
he built an incredible thing, and the restaurant that he owns,
Yeah.
big fan of it. But I just felt scammed by
No,
the
for
fucking.
sure.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta be real.
Let me-
You gotta be real, my brother.
sorry, I'm
Fuck
sorry.
that pizza
But wait,
guy.
let me ask you this question because I'm young and I remember paying $20 for a haircut.
I still got a good story. About
I remember
Italian
paying
racism.
$5
I paid
for two.
$15.
Bro, I remember paying $5 for 2 regular slices and a soda, and you're talking about 3 pies for $150. I'm talking about and shout out to my barber. I love my barber. I give him $60.
Yeah, me
So
too.
it's like,
Lily, I love
know
you,
what I'm saying?
girl.
So it's like everything. The inflation is fucking just going up everywhere.
The
you
two
know what I'm
things,
saying?
the two
I'm
things
broke
that
as-
blow my mind price wise are a slice of pizza and a cream cheese bagel. Like I remember
Oh,
when that
bro.
shit was like $1.25.
No, you know what
for a
blows
slice
my
of pizza
mind?
And a bagel with cream cheese, fucking $5.
You know what blows my mind?
Crazy
A
shit.
fucking thing of grapes. My kids love grapes. You know how much grapes are, motherfucker?
But you know what's crazy?
Grapes,
This is gonna,
blackberries,
Wait,
these
you're gonna
cocksuckers.
bro.
And my wife's like, it's healthy. I'm like, I don't care.
You did the
Give
video.
him 4 blackberries.
Bro, you did
For
the
the
video
month.
about milk.
Yes, bro.
How much does milk cost?
Listen,
It's a lot.
I don't drink
Organic milk?
I don't
It's a lot
drink
of money?
organic
Yes.
milk. I don't drink whole milk, brother. I drink almond milk only. I saw your video. I almost pissed myself.
Yo, bro.
What the fuck is going on here?
That's just
Where's the
disgusting.
milk? Why is the milk coming from soy?
You drink soy milk and oat milk?
No,
and
my
stuff
wife
like that?
tries to buy her shit. I buy. I like the whole fat motherfucker
whole
milk.
fat milk.
Me too. Whole milk.
I think it's
Only.
disgusting at
I
this
But
point.
see, but the thing is that like the only milk that I drink is I put a little bit of milk in my
No,
coffee
I
in
eat
the morning.
Frosted
That's it.
Flakes at
That's
1
it,
in the
me too. I
morning.
don't
That's
do
it.
I eat Frosted Flakes at 1 in the morning. I'm a piece of shit. That's how I feed. That's how I feed away
Yeah,
my
that's-
anxiety.
That's a completely different
1 in the
problem.
morning,
Like, milk is not your problem.
I'm creeping out to the kitchen like this. I'm grabbing Frosted
should I
Flakes.
do a third
I'm
bowl?
shaking it. I'm shaking it like real slow, and then I'll
nobody hears you?
pour the milk in. I walk into the hallway. My wife's standing in the doorway, and I'm like, and I'm walking into the bathroom with a spoon, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a little hungry. My stomach hurts." And she's like, "Hurry the fuck up and go to bed." You know, she's like a gangster, bro. I'm like, "I'm so sorry, man. Eat it fast." I go in there. I'm like,
Yo, you're lucky that you're skinny and it doesn't really fucking matter when you eat
Skinny?
at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I'm fat, bitch. You gotta look at my belly. I'm
Yo,
fat.
that's so good. No, I don't drink.
I
whole milk
haven't had
anymore.
cereal like that in a million years.
I don't
Cereal's
drink,
delicious.
I don't have whole milk. I
Cinnamon
don't
Toast
drink whole
Crunch.
milk, bro.
No?
I don't know.
But that's good, though.
But you do you drink milk a lot outside of coffee?
No, just funny that you said that. I drink a lot of coffee. You drink a lot of coffee?
Cream and sugar, baby.
You don't drink a lot of coffee?
I 1 cup in the morning every day,
I drink
without
a lot of
doubt.
coffee.
And then maybe 1 to 2 more.
I might drink.
Very rare that I'll go more than 3 cups.
I'm drinking. Oh, well, I mean, bro, that's a lot of fucking coffee. No.
Yeah, you think so?
I drink 2 to 3 iced coffees a day. And I used to think it was fucking with my anxiety. So then
But like, what are we talking? What are we talking? What
No.
size? What size?
No, it's not fucking exact.
You drink a lot of coffee?
I drink a lot. I drink a lot of coffee.
The coffee's not fucking with your anxiety.
I've stopped drinking coffee. I've stopped a lot of things to try to figure out what's causing my anxiety. I've realized it's just
life.
Yeah, you got to lean into
I stopped
it. You
smoking
got to lean
weed,
into it.
and if you know how much I
weed
love
makes you
fucking,
better.
give me the weed. First
makes
of
you
all,
better. I can't smoke weed.
bro, I stopped smoking weed for like maybe 3 days because I thought that it was fucking with my
Yeah,
anxiety.
but that's because you guys are young. Eventually, you just figure out you're a crazy fucking person.
Yeah, you're a crazy fuck.
And you just say, this is who I am.
Listen, I have a job right now, right? I have a job that I have to abide by in terms of the things that I say. Hold on.
Yes.
But eventually, I won't have this job, right? And I'll be able to tell my life
And I'll be
story.
able to hand this to you.
Yeah, no, well, that's one of the benefits. But eventually, I'll be able to tell my full life story and kind of put things into perspective of why I can tell you your anxiety is not coming from whole milk or your coffee. It's coming.
Or the THC.
It's a lot deeper than that, my brother. You know.
Yo, so I need you to promise me that when that time comes, I'm sitting in the seat and you can tell the story.
100%.
Because I had a fucking great time here right now.
Me too, my brother.
I'm sweating balls.
I think it's great. Yes,
From laughing, just from laughing so much that we definitely added like 2 years to my life today.
And here,
From laughing.
Here's the thing: we're gonna drink a little after this. You guys are gonna miss it, but it is what it is. Let's yeah, we're gonna.
He's like, you guys are going to miss it.
What do you mean?
That's perfect.
That is a good ending. So don't scream at me, John. Cocksucker.
Thank you.